Evaluating the news. A term that we are hearing quite frequently these days is fake news. But what is fake news? And how does the average person decide whether a piece of information is fake or not? Fake news, in short, is misinformation. The term fake news has been applied to a wide array of sources that range from completely false conspiracy theories to obvious propaganda, and might also include those stories presented by highly ideological or partisan sources. The growth of new media forms such as social media has given more opportunities for fake news stories to reach everyday Americans. The ability to ease share information with others in our network allows for the substantial increase in the number of people that come into contact with fake news. This increased exposure to fake news may cause Americans to distrust information altogether, even when it is credible and from a trusted source. It may also increase tensions between those with opposing political views or party affiliations. Why is it so hard to distinguish fake news from real information? The increasing complexity of the media has made it difficult for citizens to separate fake news from authentic news stories, and to distinguish between credible sources of information and those that are promoting unverifiable claims, especially as a larger percentage of Americans are getting their news online. Politicians who challenge stories by labeling them as fake news have only added to the difficulty facing citizens in distinguishing credible stories or sources from those that are not trustworthy. Nevertheless, the skill of separating fact from fake information is an increasingly important skill to have. You can learn to recognize fake news stories and those stories that may present a biased perspective on events. You have to practice remaining skeptical until you can establish a more complete account of events. As Carl Deutsch once noted, truth lies at the confluence of independent streams of evidence. Never rely on only one account of events. You can protect yourself from the misinformation if you investigate the claims and the stories you discover. There are important questions you should ask and strategies you can use to assess the quality of information. Is the source of the story a nationally known media organization, such as a television network or a national or local newspaper? Is there an attributed author that has a larger body of work in established media outlets? Can the timing of the story be established? Is the story written for a particular group of people? In assessing whether a story is fact or fake, your goal should be to dig deeper. Is the source well known? How are other media outlets handling the story? Make sure you read the full article, not just the headline. Also, consider what you expect the story to say. Does your own viewpoint guide you to look at certain sources or draw particular conclusions? Is the author misrepresenting or exaggerating events along partisan or ideological lines? As you consume information about public events, make sure you remain skeptical and ask questions.